We think about money a lot. We need it for almost everything. We use it to buy food for our families. We use it to pay for our homes. It helps us get to work every day. Money is a tool that helps us live in the world. It provides a sense of security. When we have enough, we don't worry about the next bill. We can plan for the future. We can take care of our health. This is why having money feels so important. It solves many of our basic problems and removes a lot of daily stress. But this brings up a bigger question. It is a question that people have asked for a very long time. If having some money makes life easier, does having a lot of money make life happier? Can we buy happiness with a big bank account? It seems like it should be true. We see advertisements for beautiful things. We see people on vacation in amazing places. We think, if I had more money, I could do that. Then I would be happy. This idea is very powerful. It pushes us to work harder and dream bigger. However, the connection between money and happiness is not so simple. It is not like buying a new pair of shoes. You pay the price and you get the shoes. Happiness is different. It is a feeling, a state of mind. It comes from many different places. Sometimes it comes from a great success. Other times it comes from a quiet moment. We all want to be happy. So, we must look closer at this question. We need to understand what money can give us and what it cannot. It is one of the biggest questions in our lives. So, let's explore this together. Is there a magic number in our bank account that unlocks permanent joy? Or is the secret to happiness hidden somewhere else entirely? We can look at the lives of others to find clues. We can see what happened to people who have a lot of money, and we can see what brings joy to people who have less. By looking at both sides, we can start to understand what really matters. This is the beginning of our own personal happiness project, a journey to find what brings us true, lasting contentment. Let's look at people who seem to have it all. Celebrities and billionaires often live in huge houses. They travel the world in private jets. They can buy anything they want. From the outside, their lives look perfect. We read about them in magazines and see them on social media. It is easy to think they must be the happiest people on earth. They have solved the money problem, which is a problem most of us face every day. They have reached a level of wealth that is hard to even imagine. Their financial worries are gone. But when we look closer, we often find a different story. Many very wealthy people talk about feeling lonely. They struggle with stress and pressure. Their relationships can be very complicated. It can be hard to know if people like them for who they are or for their money. We hear stories of famous actors feeling empty despite their success. We read about powerful business leaders who are unhappy and work all the time. Their wealth creates a different set of problems. They worry about losing their fortune or about how to manage it. Think about it. Money can buy a big, beautiful house, but it cannot buy a warm and loving family to fill it. It can pay for fancy dinners with many people, but it cannot buy true friendship and trust. It can pay for the best doctors, but it cannot always buy good health or peace of mind. These are the things that create deep happiness, and these things are not for sale. This shows us that there is a limit to what money can do for our well-being. It can build a cage of gold just as easily as it can build a palace of dreams. So, while having money can make life more comfortable, it is not a guarantee of happiness. It can solve some problems, but it can create new ones. The stories of the rich and famous are often cautionary tales. They remind us that human problems like sadness, loneliness, and anxiety can affect anyone, no matter how much money they have. Happiness is an inside job. It depends on our connections with others, our sense of purpose, and our inner peace. A full wallet cannot fill an empty heart. Now, let's think about the other side. Let's think about people who do not have a lot of money. They might not live in big houses or travel to exotic places. Their lives might look simple from the outside. They work regular jobs and have to watch their budgets. They might not have the latest gadgets or designer clothes. Society sometimes tells us that these lives are less successful. We are taught to want more, to achieve more, and to earn more. A simple life is often not seen as the big prize, but in these simple lives, we often find incredible joy. Happiness is found in the small things. It is in a shared meal with family, laughing together around a table. It is in a long walk in the park on a sunny afternoon. It is the feeling of community when a neighbor helps you with something. These moments don't cost a lot of money, but they are rich with meaning and connection. People find purpose in raising their children, tending to a small garden, or mastering a hobby they love. These experiences build a strong foundation for happiness. When joy comes from relationships and simple pleasures, it is often more stable. It does not depend on the stock market or a year-end bonus. It is built into the fabric of daily life. A person might find deep satisfaction in their work as a teacher, a nurse, or a craftsman, even if the pay is not high. The feeling of making a difference in the world is a powerful source of happiness. This is a kind of wealth that money cannot measure. This shows us that a happy life and a rich life are not always the same thing. A person can have very little in terms of possessions but feel very wealthy in their heart. They have strong friendships, a loving family, and a sense of purpose. They appreciate what they have instead of always wanting more. Their happiness is not based on buying things, but on being and connecting. This is a very important lesson for all of us as we search for our own happiness. So, where does this leave us? We have seen that money is not a villain. It is a useful tool that can reduce stress and provide opportunities. Not having to worry about basic needs is a huge part of being content. But we have also seen that money is not a magic wand. It cannot create deep, lasting happiness on its own. Having too much can even bring its own set of problems. The secret, it seems, is not about having a lot of money or having very little. The secret is about finding the right balance for ourselves. Finding this balance is a personal journey. It is like our own little happiness project. We need to figure out how much is enough for us. Enough to feel secure, but not so much that we spend all our time chasing it. This means we can focus on the other things that truly matter. We can make time for our family and friends. We can pursue hobbies that bring us joy. We can contribute to our community. A balanced life has space for both work and play, for earning and for living. The final step is to look inside ourselves. We should ask ourselves some important questions. What makes me smile? When do I feel most alive? Who are the people that make my life better? The answers to these questions are clues to our personal happiness. Maybe it is painting or hiking or playing music. Maybe it is volunteering. Whatever it is, these are the things we should make more time for. Our happiness does not have to wait until we are rich. We can start building it today with the things we already have. Ultimately, money can buy comfort and security, but it cannot buy joy, purpose, or love. Those are the true treasures of a happy life. They are not found in a store. They are built through our actions and our relationships every single day. So, as we go about our lives, let's remember to invest in what truly matters. Let's work on our own happiness projects, because a life rich in joy is the greatest wealth we can ever hope to have.